the recording is starting properly. It did. Hi. Free agency is where we are after the 96 drafts. The Dallas Mavericks lost in the Western Conference Final. My Mavericks. Whereas Chat's Washington Bullets did pretty well for themselves in the last draft, landing Steve Nash and Peja Stojakovic in the top 10. So in terms of free agency, well, at point guard, you got Steve Nash and Bimbo Coles. At guard, you got Jerry Stackhouse and Lamont Murray. Forward is Peja. Power forward, I mean, he drafted Patrick Houston, he's okay. And center, Scott Haywood. You got to sort out your big man issue. We'll see who's in free agency, again, because we looked at the end of last night. And for my team, I did lose a couple of players. I still have Penny Hardaway, Kendall Gill, drafted Ray Allen. But yeah, I have to bring back Alonzo Mourning, who is an RFA, so I'll be allowed to negotiate with him. But I need that big power forward. I need that big power forward and, well, maybe an outright forward in general. I'm in a pretty weird spot. So we'll see how it plays out with that. It is free agency. Shaquille O'Neal is out there, but he's an RFA, meaning you're not likely to out-negotiate the Magic. You can try, but they always have that extra year that they can offer somebody. In terms of position by position, point guards, Michael Williams, Terry Porter leading the way. Mark Jackson's there as well. At shooting guard, Clyde Drexler. And it really drops off with John Starks, who's not bad, but he is no Clyde Drexler. At forward, Lionel Simmons, who would count as my free agent option. I do have bird rights on him, but yeah, Lionel Simmons has hit the open market, not wanting to negotiate with me. Power forward, LaFonso Ellis and Christian Laettner, but they're both RFAs, so there's not quite an elite power forward at this stage that's available. And then centers, RFAs and Shaq and Alonzo Mourning. I am allowed to negotiate with Alonzo Mourning without that counting as my big free agent signing. And then the likes of Patrick Ewing, Olajuwon, Brad Daugherty, and other notable veterans. Speaking of veterans, I salute him. I'm so tired. OG, thank you for the raid, buddy. What's going on? How the hell was it? And what the hell were you up to tonight? It's either UFC or freaking... What's it called? I'm waiting for it. Nope, Twitch doesn't know what the hell you were playing. Cool. Cool.
Oh, we're doing this again?
Doing all sorts of dumb shit. Thank you for the 10 months. I mean, hey, that's what we do around here, too. 10 months. Hakeem has found his H, indeed. Welcome to the 90s. So, chat, what do you want to do? We'll leave it up to you here in terms of what position you want to target, as we always do. And we'll see who you guys end up going for here. So, we'll see who you guys want to go after. For myself, I am going to send Alonzo Mourning the offer that I'm allowed to send him without it counting, because, again, he's an RFA. It's a different thing. Just doesn't allow us to fucking properly negotiate with him until this point. But I'm going to send that deal to Alonzo. And while you guys are voting on that, which I'm going to guess center wins out. Yeah, center won out. So allow me to say, well, here are the centers that you can go for. So you could go for an RFA and Shaq. There's Ewing. You could try to steal Alonzo Mourning from me. Probably not the smartest decision, because I'd be able to match the deal. So it would just be an outright waste. There's Olajuwon, Brad Daugherty. We'll actually take Alonzo out because there's no point. Anderson's an RFA, so then Vlade Divac would be the next one. Who's it going to be, chat? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? A poor decision. It would be, yeah, because I just matched the deal, and then you guys wouldn't be allowed another offer. So, yeah. Tracy Murray could run it forward. I need a forward or a power forward. J Squared, what's going on, man? I need a forward or a power forward. Could bring Lionel Simmons back. Which is honestly the smartest move for me because his bird rights as well. So my free agent target is going to be Lionel Simmons. I'm going to try to bring him back out of pure desperation at this stage. That's the only real way to put it. So those are my my offers there. J Squared, 1996 offseason. It looks like Vlade Divac is going to win the chat vote for what center you should approach. Someone who's a little bit younger than the veterans, not quite as good, but a solid stand-in. And indeed, Vlade Divac is going to be the approach. Fair enough. There you go. Vlade Divac gets the offer from the Bullets. And immediately accepts as well. There you go. With that, let me just double check that all these guys were pretty shit. Except we're not, neither of us are letting go of anybody. I mean, that dude's 32 years old. Towns is 25. Delclair's 23. He was the D+ potential. Person's only a C. Jeff Carl. Might be worth keeping Jeff Carl if the money's not too bad. Jamal Bullard can go. Stacey Augment's a tough one because of how expensive he is. But you could cap hold him for now, and then, hey, if he gets the offer. Yeah, for the most part, you guys are okay. Yeah, you can at least cap hold Augment for now until you know what the hell happens. Alonzo Mourning is coming back. Let's see. Harry Blake, I'm going to keep him. Cassius Harris, he can go. Lionel Simmons elected to go to Milwaukee, so my free agent signing did not work out. Lionel Simmons leaves for Milwaukee. That leaves me in a bit of a tough situation. Still going to keep the cap hold on him. I can't do anything else. Of course, Vlade Divac is signed for you guys. There you go. That sucks. Oops. I'm going to keep that cap hold on Lionel Simmons for as long as it'll let me. And the answer's not much longer. So, tough offseason in some ways for the Dallas Mavericks. We'll see where all the big names ended up. Terry DeHeer, I'm going to have to match the offer for, and I will. Taps, I did. If they do end up going 12 pay-per-views a year, I mean, I'm okay with it. Especially if it's on Max, it'll be a bit more affordable. Shaq does stay with the Magic. No surprise. 4-year deal. Clyde Drexler. If you take off the agree button, do we not get him? Correct. You'd say, never mind, we changed our mind. Clyde Drexler goes to the Knicks. Patrick Ewing off to Portland. Of course, I kept Alonzo Mourning. Olajuwon to the Rockets, or stays with the Rockets, you could say. Cavs with Brad Daugherty. Michael Williams with the Heat. Ellis with the Pacers. Lionel Simmons went to the Bucks. Don't like you, Lionel. Terry Porter with the Clippers. Dwayne Anderson with the Hawks. Again, it was a big free agent class. I didn't end up with anybody. Chad ends up with Vlade Divac. Mr. Webster, good to see you. How are you? How the heck are you? In terms of player progression, Mourning and Gill each up by 1. I got pretty consistent player improvement across the board, which helps a bit. For you guys, Divac up, Jerry Stackhouse up to an 82, and Lamont Murray got better as well, and then obviously a lot of the younger guys. Kobe is a Clipper in this reality. 2nd overall. Allen Iverson went first to Milwaukee, I think. So looking ahead at the upcoming season. Looking ahead. For the 1997 draft, the Mavericks with just 1 first-round pick. The Bullets have at least 2 with Seattle's and a top 3 protected pick from the Heat that could easily become their 3rd first-round pick of 1998. So the Bullets still looking good from the draft pick perspective. Again, taking a look at your roster, no reason to not put Bimbo Coles on the block to try to move on from him. Get Steve Nash as the starter. Bimbo's only got a year left, and he'll probably leave you guys in free agency anyway. You could look to move on from Lamond Murray or keep him as depth. It depends on if you wanted to try to find somebody else. You got Peja forward. Again, you don't really have a great power forward, so that might be the target. And then at center now, Vlade Divac. So you're really just missing like a solid power forward to build around. So, yeah, Danny, I saw that you were at the... Call it a warm-up game, for lack of a better term, tonight. Mavericks lost in the Western Conference Final. They're in an interesting spot. For you guys, at the very least, I mean, hey, look, again, if you change your mind, let me know. But for the most part, I think you would be wise to at least look at these options. You could argue putting up a draft pick, but if we look at the upcoming drafts, it's a big three. It's Billups, McGrady, and Duncan. Antonio Daniels not bad. Austin Crozier. It really is a big three in that particular draft. The quality outside of that, hit or miss. Someone like Steven Jackson was a really solid player. Scott Pollard went on Survivor. It's really all about the top three. So it's up to you whether or not you'd want to move a pick or leave them as untouchable. But at the very least, you should at least be looking to see, like, okay, what deals are out there for players that we don't necessarily need. That is true that Paul Pierce wasn't there. Did they lose the rights to Paul Pierce? Hold on. Did they? No, Paul Pierce is the 98 draft, right? Yeah, Paul Pierce is the 98 draft with Dirk and Vince Carter. All right. For my Mavericks, the hell am I going to do here? I got Penny, Aaron McKee, Travis Best. Shooting guard is Kendall Gill and Ray Allen. Terry DeHere as well. Tracy Murray at forward. Don't have a great set of power forwards with Caffey and Cherokee Parks. Do have a couple of good centers. I mean, I have to go for it with Alonzo and Penny, I feel like. I just have to keep going for it, man. God, wrong, such a good season. It was a good season. I've finally started to fall behind on Survivor, but I had seen every season up until like 2 or 3 seasons ago. Grew up watching that show. Love it. Last couple seasons, the shorter season, and also there's a twist every episode. I'm like, we're jumping the shark a little bit. Can we calm down? T-Max, the 97 draft. All right, for me, I could keep Travis Best as a secondary point guard and shop Aaron McKee. Shooting guard wise is a tough call. Do I move on from Kendall Gill to let Ray Allen be the starter, or just keep them as a 1-2 punch? What does it do? So Allen would be on the bench. He'd be the 6th man, which isn't a bad spot for him. Tough choices. DeHere, I can't put there. I'm at least going to put Kendall Gill on the block to see what I can get for him. Even Ray Allen as well, I might put on the block too. I don't have anybody good to move it forward or power forward, but at center, I could move Ratliff or Trent. I need to at least see what I can get. And then Penny and Zoe are going to be the untouchables. Those draft picks I'm going to leave open for now. So that is how we are setting up. I am going to run with a 10-man bench to start the season. And then for you guys to prioritize players that you care about actually playing, honestly, an 8-man is probably the best for you, just to prioritize. But you guys have Nash, Stackhouse, Stojakovic, Patrick Houston, and Vlade Divac. It's not terrible. Also, it is starting Steve Nash over Bimbo Coles, which is very, very good news for you guys with your coach. Cynical, what's going on? The 7 months free agency chat landed Vlade Divac. I did not land anybody. My guy, my approached player, refused to sign. He went to Milwaukee instead. So let's find out how chat's Bullets do. It's a very rough start this season, as the Bullets get an offer. Ooh, So Bimbo Coles for Damon Stoudemire. Stoudemire's 23 and a B+. Steve Nash and Damon Stoudemire at point guard. And you'd have contract control on Stoudemire to get rid of 28-year-old Bimbo Coles. That's a no-brainer, man. Even if you just immediately put Stoudemire on the block to then flip him, that's not bad. That's a pretty damn good deal. Shaq stayed with the Magic, by the way. So there you go. Damon Stoudemire for Bimbo Coles and a second-round pick. A brutal deal from the fucking Grizzlies, unless they think they can compete. There you go. Damon Stoudemire is actually worth 3 instead of 2.5 star. There it is. Let's see. It still has Steve Nash right now as the starting point guard as well. So that was a good bit of business for you guys. You guys have been rough this season, but obviously you'll get better throughout the season. Aaron McKee for the Spurs, first round pick in 99, top 3 protected, and veteran guard Fat Lever. Oh, that's tough. That's tough, man. That 99 draft, Marion, Brand, Ginobili, Terry, but the 2000 draft, as we've talked about, is historically bad. When a man who was a solid player in his career, but only solid, Hedo Turkoglu is the best player from that draft, you know it's a bad draft. I mean, a first-round pick is nice, but it's top 3 protected. I have no reason to have to get rid of Aaron McKee. I want better than that if I'm going to get rid of him. Mavericks, by the way, 9-3 on the season so far, so I'm going to immediately decline that trade. If I'm trading Theo Ratliff, it won't be for another center. So, not quite getting the offers I'd be hoping for either. Grant for Ratliff, that's also an immediate rejection. All right. Bullets. Getting some wins here and there. That's what you guys are banking on right now, is just prospect development. Another high pick wouldn't be the worst. Aaron McKee for the Lakers, first rounder in 2001. A draft highlighted by Pau Gasol, Tony Parker, Tyson Chandler. It's pretty far down the board, though. And it's the Lakers. The Lakers are fucking old right now, man. Not getting Kobe Bryant has them in a terrible spot. I'd have to rely on a 73 overall point guard as the backup instead of a 77. Terry DeHero, when healthy, can also play point guard. Problem is, I want a fucking power forward that isn't Cherokee Parks. I might regret not taking that, but I'm not going to take that either. 23-7 right now in Dallas. I can't afford to weaken my team. You guys just got a very interesting offer, though. Lamond Murray for Sam Cassell and the Rockets' first rounder in 2001. Now, Lamond Murray is 23 years old, A- potential, 78, 79 overall. However, he is behind Jerry Stackhouse. Sam Cassell plays point guard. He's solid. He's solid. Obviously, that'll give you a lot of options at point guard right now. But that 2001 draft, like I said, is led by Pau Gasol, Tony Parker, Tyson Chandler. It's tough. I'm seeing a lot of no's. I think it was worth debating for the pick, but I do think you're making the right choice of not going with that particular deal. I do think you're making the right call there. We are closing in on the trade deadline. Hello? I thought the game froze for a second. It just took a minute. For you guys with the block, There's nothing you can really do for targets, nothing you can really do for untouchables either. I think you're good. For me, I still need to target forwards of some sort, but then again, the target list didn't even work for me last year, so it is what it is. It is what it is. That's an interesting one. Move Kendall Gill, bring in 32-year-old veteran Ron Harper, and the Clippers pick this year, but it's lottery protected, meaning it's very likely to be a 98 pick, depending on where they are. Plus, they have Kobe now, kind of leading the way for them. I don't want to weaken the team right now. That's going to be a no. It's going to be a no. Fuck. It's not a good enough power forward in Dickie Simpkins. I'm going to decline that too. I'm not willing to sacrifice my depth right now for picks unless it's really worth it. This could be one that's worth it. Theo Ratliff and Jamal Bullard for Brent Barry. 25 years old, A- potential. Jim Les is there as well. He's a veteran. Theo's 23 years old with a B+ as a big man, but I have Gary Trent behind Alonzo Mourning. Trent can play power forward too if need be. Tracy Murray's not bad, but Brent Barry's an improvement. I gotta do this. It hurts my center depth a little bit, but definitely improves my team at forward. I'm gonna trade Theo Ratliff to Seattle for Brent Barry. That is a done deal. 30-10 on the season so far, the Mavericks. And now looking at the team, oh man. Penny's out for 4 to 6 weeks. Yikes. So it's a good thing I kept Aaron McKee. But McKee, Gill, Barry, Parks, and Mourning. With Allen, Trent coming off the bench. Honestly, I'm going to shorten the bench down to 8 players at this stage. It is true that banking on Penny Hardaway was a bit of a risk, but doing what I have to do. Let's keep it going. Deadline, I believe, is next week. That's not going to be worth it for you guys unless this Patton dude has a great potential. And he doesn't. Murray had an A-. Vancouver loves doing business with you, though. My goodness. Another offer for Murray. Okay, well, Brian Shaw's 30, and that dude's 28. It's not going to be worth it for you guys either. I'm just going to immediately decline it based on what you declined from Murray earlier. Buckner would have to be insane. He's 28, so he's not insane. People are trying to fleece you for Lamont Murray, though. So we hit the deadline. The Bullets at 11-30 on the season are currently the second worst team in the Eastern Conference. Not bad. And you have Miami's first round pick as well, if I'm not mistaken. So all things considered for the Bullets, not bad. A lot of your younger guys are getting a lot of playing time, and you're probably going to end up with another high pick. The Mavericks are up there for best team in the West. Surprise, surprise. The Orlando Magic are killing it, by the way. Shaq's getting sick and tired of losing. But yeah, the Mavericks are right up there in the conversation. So we'll take a look at contract extensions. There is nothing you guys can do right now. And there is nothing that I can do right now. So there you go. Let's wrap up this season. We'll see where the Mavericks happen to finish up. And just how bad the Bullets end up being. As right now, it's pretty obvious where the two of us are. I'm in a situation where I'm having to go for it. And if I miss, that opens up the window for you guys to try and win your first era of 2K24. So that is the question. The Mavericks are still a good team. We are not nearly as dominant of a team as we were last season, but Penny has also been hurt. So 50 wins with an injured Penny Hardaway. Not that bad. believe this is the final week of the season. We beat you. That's not a good thing. You would have wanted me to have beaten you. So congrats for beating me. Chris Webber wins league MVP in 1997. Nickelodeon superstar Chris Webber wins MVP. Rookie of the Year, Vancouver's Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Not AI, not Nash, not Kobe. Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Sixth Man of the Year, the Denver Nuggets, Isaiah Ryder. Defensive Player of the Year, Dallas's Alonzo Mourning. Let's go, baby. Most Improved, Atlanta's Dwayne Anderson. Coach of the Year, Boston's Evan Martin. Executive of the Year, Orlando's. First Team All-NBA, Jason Kidd, Kenny Anderson, Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett, and Shaquille O'Neal. The All-Defensive Team is Mourning, Webber, Garnett, The Glove, and Michael Jordan. And the All-Rookie Team is Abdur-Rahim, Nash, Marbury, Bryant, and Peja Stojakovic. So in the postseason, the Mavericks secure the 3rd seed in the West. They'll be taking on the Houston Rockets, as Chat's team, unsurprisingly, did not make the playoffs. That was not the goal for this season. So it's not quite trash talking on my part. It's just what you guys were hoping for. But yeah, 55 wins. Sacramento and Denver leading the way. For you guys, though, let's take a look at the Boston Celtics, the NBA's best. So it's kind of divided evenly between East and West. You guys finished 3rd worst in the NBA, only ahead of Detroit and Vancouver. So there you go, a bottom 3 pick for the Bullets. You guys will have another good lottery selection, but the question is, do we get there? Because the Mavericks, this could be the time. We do have an injury to Brent Barry with a bruised left shoulder, but it's a playable injury. But Penny, Gill, Mourning, Allen is the 6th man. It's still a good team. It is still a good team in Dallas, and we already know. Normally, I drop the bench to 7. Brent Barry's currently not in. Now he is. Yeah, Barry's not going to be the starter. It is going to be Tracy Murray, which is okay. Dehere and Parks not getting starting time is okay as well. I'd say that works for me. But Penny, Gill, Mourning, we did lose our big forward, but it's still a damn good team that maybe, just maybe, can make that push, and we are going to go ahead and find out what happens here. We're going to get into this. Rockets and Mavs. I want to find out right now. Right now, if the Mavericks can make something happen. The Rockets look like this. An injury to Kenny Smith. He is done for the season. So Sam Cassell will be their starting point guard. At shooting guard, Fred Hoiberg and Kevin Lynch. Forward is Scottie Pippen. So say hello to the reason why they're here. Otis Thorpe at power forward, and center is Olajuwon. So the big men are on point for them, but the depth is really hurting thanks to the injury to Kenny Smith. That's an interesting matchup for me. A veteran core, which is what we lost to last year against Portland. I gotta hope the boys are good enough here, man. I gotta hope the boys are good enough. Let's go. It is still 5 games in the first round. Mavericks and Rockets in the playoffs. We're going to take the same approach to playoff games, only if it is an elimination game will we jump in. As the Mavericks trying to hold on, and they do for this Texas-sized showdown. Game 1 to the good guys, 106-89. A double-double for both Penny Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning. And a big win there. Leading scorer for them, Jesus, just 15 points for Olajuwon and Hoiberg. That's rough. That's rough. So a good win for Dallas in game number 1. We go to game 2. No reason to change anything with the lines right now. Let's just keep it going. Not the lines, but the rotation. Much better start here for the Rockets. It's a close game heading down the stretch, and the Rockets steal it at the end. 110 to 104. Not ideal. Double for Mourning, 32 for Penny. Not ideal. Oof, double for Olajuwon. Pippen up there with 24 points. A double for Sam Cassell. Olajuwon shows up, and it could be trouble for the boys. As unfortunately, Brent Barry is still not 100%. I'm going to be shortening the bench and not guaranteeing him playing time then to get Ray Allen more time. If Barry's not good enough to start, having Cherokee Parks as my starting power forward is fucking scary. Game number 3. Will I live by the Olajuwon and die by the Olajuwon? That is the question. Game 3 in Houston. It's a close one. And the Rockets win it by a point. 84 to 83. And the Mavericks are going to have to win 2 straight. I was uncertain about the Penny Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning core. And I was right to be concerned. Sacramento's moved on. Atlanta, Milwaukee, Miami have all moved on. Milwaukee, by the way, played Philadelphia. Is Brent Barry good to go? Ray Allen's fucking ice cold. If Ray Allen's going to be playing that poorly, it just is what it is. We'll keep it at 7. Game number 4. Game number 4. Will the Rockets end this series and knock the Mavericks out in the first round? No, they will not. At least not in Game 4. 116 to 80. Convincing win for Dallas to get at least one more home game this season. God for that. Scottie Pippen tried his best. Their depth scoring was non-existent in that game. It is going 5. The winner will play Denver. Will eliminate Minnesota. Brent Barry still not good enough to play at 100%. Game number 5. Who is moving on to the next round? A great start for the Rockets. Mavericks hanging in there. Who's it going to be? A back and forth game the whole way through. A 1-point lead for Dallas with 1:40 to go. Seems eerily similar to what happened to me in Portland last year. The Mavericks trying to hold on to keep their season alive. See what Penny can do. Finds Alonzo Mourning, trying to back down Olajuwon. Mourning, the fadeaway. Got it. Big shot for Alonzo Mourning. 3-point lead for Dallas. Olajuwon trying to get revenge. Doesn't pull the trigger on the shot. Sam Cassell for 3. Missed it. Cherokee Parks on the rebound. Aaron McKee to the inside. Penny doesn't get the and one. So close. Sell on the foul. Penny Hardaway to the line. Come on, Penny. Come on.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really
Brooks the first.
Got one more, though.
Pretty much a 6'7" point guard. Penny is a unique talent and a fan favorite. Heck, a broadcaster.
It's the second. The lead's up to 4 with 57 seconds left.
Houston's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
Cassell
Pass to Olajuwon.
Down to Olajuwon. Warning in his face. Olajuwon,
And he has brought them to within 2
even in his mid-30s, is still a beast.
Wow, beautiful.
That takes real guts.
Penny down for Mourning.
Now here's more.
Alonzo
It drops.
gets it to fall. Alonzo Mourning showing up.
Being absolutely fearless. There it is right in front of him.
Timeout.
The timeout for Houston.
They're trailing by
4-point lead.
29 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Close game. As per usual with the Mavericks in the playoffs.
During that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Phil Jackson said to the team. Now, he told his guys they can do this. In the huddle, he said, we've been here before and come back. So we
What
know
a set of passes. Sam Cassell
inspiring words.
try to find Olajuwon. Intercepted by Alonzo Mourning.
And stop the clock.
They want to accept
And the foul.
why they did what they did there.
So heads to the line.
There. Need a little luck.
It's the first.
On the first, and that puts them up by 5.
You know, Mourning plays with such passion. I love it. A leader.
And hits them both.
Off the floor. A very imposing center.
6-point lead. 20 seconds to go. The Rockets need something fast. Pippen
Feeling it out a bit.
just can't make his way.
Here's Hoiberg.
Hoiberg misses the three. The Dallas Mavericks survive a scare
Really good shot control.
and head to round 2.
Played it any better.
And they're going to move on to the conference semifinal.
God for that.
And that about wraps it up, folks.
Had to win 2 straight games,
The NBA Western
and they got it done,
and
knocking out their in-state rival.
and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along.
Thank God it will not be a choke job before the frickin' third round. Lonzo Mourning, 26 points, led the way. Need someone like Ray Allen to do better with the time he's being given right now. Shout out to Cherokee Parks, though. He's been a good rebounder. 26 points for Olajuwon. And doubles for Thorpe and Weatherspoon, but it wasn't enough. Scottie Pippen just 1 of 9 from the floor. Oof. Not quite getting it done on his own, is he? So it's Dallas and Denver in round number 2. What will the other matchups be? Sacramento and Seattle. So the top 4 seeds advanced in the West, whereas Atlanta and Miami pulled off upsets in round number 1. Oh, the West. I hate being in the West right now.